The Star Bridge. Part 1. Kelly Jones never expected to be the first human to make contact with an alien race. She stood nervously on the landing platform, waiting for the spacecraft to arrive. Her heart beat fast in her chest as she watched the strange ship descend from the clouds. The ship was beautiful, unlike anything humans had built. It looked like liquid silver flowing through space. The surface rippled with colors that seemed impossible. Kelly represented Earth as part of a small, welcoming committee. She was chosen because of her work in xenolinguistics and her calm nature under pressure. As the ship landed, a door appeared in its smooth surface. Kelly took a deep breath and stepped forward. Her colleagues stayed back as planned. Only one human would approach first to avoid overwhelming their visitor. From the doorway emerged a tall figure. Kelly gasped softly. The alien stood nearly 7 feet tall, with skin that shimmered like mother of pearl. She had 4 arms and a face that seemed almost feline, with large violet eyes that reflected light like gems. Her body was wrapped in fabric that changed colors with her movements. Kelly smiled and raised her hand in greeting. The alien woman tilted her head, studying Kelly with those stunning eyes. Then she raised one of her 4 hands, mirroring the human gesture. What happened next shocked everyone. The alien spoke in perfect English. "My name is Zara. I represent the Luminary Commonwealth. We have watched your species for some time." Kelly felt dizzy with excitement. The universal translators they had prepared would not be needed. The alien Zara had learned their language. "How do you speak our language so well?" Kelly asked. Zara made a sound like gentle bells ringing. It took Kelly a moment to realize the alien was laughing. "We have observed many of your broadcasts. For decades, your television, radio, and internet signals have traveled through space. We have studied them." This revelation stunned Kelly. Her mind raced, thinking about what aliens might think of humanity based on our broadcasts. Would they judge humans based on reality shows and news reports of conflict? Kelly led Zara to the meeting facility prepared for first contact. Inside, government officials and scientists waited. Some looked fearful, others excited. Zara seemed to notice their reactions but showed no sign of concern. Over the next few hours, Zara explained that her species, the Luminary, had been spacefaring for thousands of years. They had encountered many alien civilizations, but humans were unique in ways that fascinated them. "Your species adapts so quickly," Zara said. "You solve problems with creativity we have never seen before. You feel emotions so intensely. Your art, your music, your stories, they move in ways our people struggle to understand." Kelly felt pride hearing this. The alien woman spoke of humanity with admiration, not fear or disgust. "The Luminary want to offer humans membership in our Commonwealth," Zara continued. "This would give you access to our technology, knowledge, and protection." One official leaned forward suspiciously. "And what do you want in return?" Zara turned her violet eyes to him. "Stories," she said. "Stories." Kelly repeated, confused. "Your stories are unlike any in the galaxy. Your fiction, your myths, your histories. The way humans imagine and dream is unique. Your minds create worlds that could never exist. You feel so deeply and express those feelings in ways that have captivated my people." Kelly could hardly believe what she was hearing. An advanced alien civilization wanted human stories. That evening, Kelly showed Zara around the facility. The alien woman was curious about everything: human food, human clothing, human customs. She asked endless questions. At dinner, Zara watched Kelly eat with fascination. "May I try?" she asked, pointing to Kelly's dessert, a simple chocolate cake. Kelly pushed the plate toward her. Scientists had confirmed that human food would not harm the Luminary physiology. Zara picked up the fork awkwardly with one of her 4 hands and took a small bite. The reaction was immediate. Zara's eyes widened and the skin around her face flushed with a soft blue glow. "This is," she paused, searching for words, "extraordinary. The combination of flavors, the texture." Kelly laughed. "You should try ice cream if you like that." As days passed, Kelly and Zara grew closer. The alien woman shared stories of her homeworld, a planet with 3 moons and vast oceans filled with creatures that glowed in the dark. She described cities, built into mountainsides and floating gardens that drifted on air currents. In turn, Kelly shared human literature, music, and art. Zara was particularly moved by simple folk songs and poetry. One night, as they walked under the stars, Zara turned to Kelly with a serious expression. "My people have a gift for you," she said. "We have technology that can extend human life by centuries. We wish to share this with your people." Kelly stopped walking, stunned. "Why would you give us something so valuable?" Zara looked up at the stars. "We believe your species has much to offer the galaxy. Your perspective, your creativity, your passion. If humans lived longer, think of what you could create, the stories you could tell." The Star Bridge, Part 2. The next morning, Kelly woke to find the compound buzzing with activity. World leaders had arrived overnight to meet the alien ambassador. Kelly hurried to find Zara, worried that her new friend might be overwhelmed by the sudden attention. She found the Luminary woman standing by a window watching a sunrise with wonder. Kelly had never seen someone so captivated by something humans took for granted. "The colors," Zara whispered as Kelly approached. "Our world has different light. Our sun is older, cooler. This is so bright, so warm." Before Kelly could respond, an aide approached them. "The president is ready to meet Ambassador Zara," the woman said. Kelly accompanied Zara to the meeting room. The president, a tall woman with graying hair, stood as they entered. Her face showed the same mix of awe and caution that Kelly had felt upon first seeing Zara. "Ambassador," the president said, "we welcome you to Earth." Zara bowed slightly, a gesture she had learned from watching humans. "Thank you for your welcome. I bring greetings from the High Council of the Luminary Commonwealth. We hope this meeting marks the beginning of friendship between our peoples." The formal discussions lasted for hours. Kelly stayed by Zara's side, translating cultural context when needed. The Luminary seemed patient with human questions even when they were repetitive or showed mistrust. "No, we do not wish to colonize Earth," Zara explained more than once. "Our population is stable. We have no need for your resources. We seek cultural exchange, knowledge, and friendship." Some officials remained skeptical, but others were won over by Zara's calm, honest responses and by the incredible technologies she described. The Luminary had mastered clean energy, space, travel medicine that could cure most human diseases, and environmental restoration techniques. As the meeting concluded, the president asked the question that had been on everyone's mind: why Earth? Why humans? There must be more advanced civilizations out there. Zara considered this. Yes, there are older civilizations more technologically advanced than yours, but we have found that advancement often comes at a cost. Many species lose something as they progress. They become cold, calculating, efficient, but without spark, without soul. She paused, looking at each human in the room. Humans are different. You maintain your creativity, your passion, your empathy, even as you advance. That is rare, precious. That evening, a small reception was held for Zara. Kelly watched as the alien woman carefully tried each food offered to her. The Luminary seemed particularly fond of fruits, especially berries and citrus. Their bitter and sweet combination delighted her. A scientist approached Kelly while Zara was distracted by a string quartet playing in the corner. "Do you believe her?" he asked quietly. "It seems too good to be true. Advanced aliens just happen to show up offering technology and asking for stories in return." Kelly understood his skepticism. "I thought the same at first," she admitted. "But you haven't spent time with her. She's genuine. Their culture values art, storytelling, emotional experiences in ways we can barely comprehend. Their technology solved their survival needs thousands of years ago. Now they seek meaning, connection, understanding." The scientist didn't look convinced. "Well, be watching closely," he said before walking away. Later that night, Zara requested to see more of Earth beyond the compound. Kelly arranged a small excursion for the following day with heavy security. The officials were nervous about letting the alien into the public, but Zara had earned enough trust to be granted this request. The next morning, Kelly and Zara, along with the security team, traveled to a nearby national park. Zara wore a hooded cloak to disguise her alien features, though at her height she still drew curious glances. When they reached a viewpoint overlooking a vast forest, Zara stood in silence for several minutes. Kelly waited patiently. "Much life," Zara finally said. "So much green. Our world is mostly ocean with scattered islands. Life evolved differently there." She turned to Kelly. "This abundance, this variety, it's wonderful." They walked forest trails for hours, Zara stopping to examine every plant, insect, and bird they encountered. She asked endless questions about Earth ecosystems, expressing particular interest in the interdependence of species. As the day drew to a close, they sat on a fallen log watching the forest darken. "Tell me about your family," Zara asked suddenly. Kelly was surprised by the personal question but answered, "My parents live on the West Coast. Dad's a teacher. Mom's an artist. I have an older sister named Samantha. She's a doctor." "And do you see them often?" Zara asked. "Not as much as I should," Kelly admitted. "Work keeps me busy. What about you? Do Lumidari have families?" Zara nodded. "We live in communal groups, similar to your extended families but not always related by blood. My birth mother raised me with 5 other adults. They are all scientists like me. We maintain close bonds throughout our lives. Do you miss them?" Kelly asked. "Very much," Zara said softly. "But they are proud that I was chosen for this mission. Contact with a new species is considered the greatest honor among my people." As twilight deepened, the security team signaled it was time to return. Kelly noticed Zara looking up at the emerging stars. "Is your home up there somewhere?" Kelly asked. Zara pointed to a faint star barely visible. "No, there, 50 of your light years away." The Star Bridge, Part 3A. Week after Zara's arrival, Earth governments were still debating how to respond to the Lumidari offer. Kelly found herself spending more time with the alien woman teaching her about human culture, while officials argued behind closed doors. Zara seemed patient with the delay, explaining that her people had expected humans would need time to consider such an important decision. The Lumidari measured time differently, living for several hundred Earth years, Kelly learned. Their perspective on waiting was very different. Today, Kelly was taking Zara to visit a local school. The children had been prepared for the meeting, but Kelly was still nervous about how they would react to the alien as they entered the classroom. 20 children aged around 10 years old fell silent. Their eyes widened at the sight of Zara. Her pearlescent skin, 4 arms, and tall frame made her impossible to mistake for human, despite her attempts to dress in Earth clothes. "Hello," Zara said, smiling. The children stared for a moment. Then a little girl with red hair raised her hand. "Are you really from another planet?" she asked. Zara nodded. "Yes. I come from a world called Lumida. It orbits a star you call Epsilon. Eridani." The questions came quickly after that. The children showed none of the caution adults displayed. Instead, they were curious and excited. "Does your planet have animals? Can you breathe underwater? Why do you have 4 arms? Do you have superpowers?" Zara answered each question, patiently explaining that yes, Lumida had animals, though very different from Earth ones. No, she couldn't breathe underwater, though some Lumidari could. Their species had evolved 4 arms to climb the tall crystal formations that dominated their home islands. And no, she didn't have superpowers, though. Lumidari did have better night vision and could sense electrical fields. Then Zara surprised everyone by asking the children questions. "What games do you play? What stories do you like? Do you have favorite animals?" The classroom erupted with excited answers. The children showed Zara their drawings books and science projects. Kelly watched with amazement as the alien diplomat sat cross-legged on the classroom floor surrounded by eager children. She seemed more at ease with them than with any of the officials or scientists she'd met after the visit as they drove back to the compound. Zara was quiet. "Is everything all right?" Kelly asked. Zara turned those violet eyes toward her. "The children," she said. "They showed no fear, no suspicion. They saw me as interesting, not threatening. Kelly nodded. Kids are like that. They haven't learned to be afraid of differences. Yet Zara looked thoughtful. The future of our relationship with humans may depend more on your children than your leaders. They will grow up knowing other intelligent species exist. Their perspective will be forever different. That evening news came that the United Nations Security Council had voted to accept the Lumidari offer of membership in their Commonwealth with conditions. Humans wanted guarantees of independence and a gradual introduction to alien technology. Kelly was asked to inform Zara of the decision. She found the alien woman in her quarters, reading human poetry. Zara, the council has voted to accept your offer, Kelly said, watching for the alien's reaction. Zara set down the book, her face lighting up with that now familiar blue glow that indicated pleasure. This is wonderful news, she said. I will contact my people immediately. The next morning, Zara announced that more Lumidari ships would arrive within the month. They would bring scientists, diplomats, and cultural experts to begin the exchange. For now, I have a request, Zara said to Kelly. My people wish to experience your world beyond official meetings. They want to understand ordinary human life. Would you help arrange this over the following weeks? Small groups of Lumidari visitors, carefully disguised, arrived on Earth. They were placed with host families in different countries. Kelly coordinated the cultural exchange program, working closely with Zara. The aliens were fascinated by everything from grocery shopping to sports events to family dinners. They recorded human music, collected books and artwork, and spent hours watching children play in parks. Their questions seemed endless but always thoughtful, never intrusive. One evening, Kelly invited Zara to her small apartment for dinner, something casual away from officials and security. Team Zara had become more than an alien ambassador to Kelly. She was a friend. Kelly cooked a simple meal, pasta with vegetables and garlic bread. Zara had developed a particular fondness for garlic and other strong flavors. The Lumidari sense of taste was less sensitive than humans, but they experienced flavors in ways humans couldn't, detecting subtle chemical differences. As they ate, Zara asked about Kelly's work before first contact. I studied languages. Kelly explained. I was working on communication theories, trying to develop better translation systems for human languages. Zara nodded, thoughtful. That explains why you were chosen for first contact. Your mind is open to different ways of expressing thought. Kelly smiled. That and nobody else volunteered. They were too scared. They both laughed. Then Zara's expression grew serious. Kelly, I must tell you something. My people have not shared everything about why we came to Earth. Kelly felt a flutter of concern. What do you mean? Zara set down her fork. We told you we value human creativity. Your stories, your art, your music, all true. But there is more. The galaxy is changing. A darkness approaches. Several elder species have detected it. A silence where there should be signals. A void that grows. Kelly frowned. I don't understand. Zara leaned forward. The universe is filled with intelligent life. Most species follow predictable patterns of development, technological growth, expansion, resource management. But a few rare species develop differently. They create rather than simply consume. They imagine new possibilities. Her violet eyes fixed on Kelly. Humans are such a species. The patterns you see, the connections you make, the worlds you imagine, they may be crucial in the coming centuries. Are you saying humans are special somehow? Kelly asked. Zara nodded. Every intelligent species has value, but some are catalysts. They change everything around them. Humans don't realize how extraordinary you are, how unique your minds. The Star Bridge. Part 4. Kelly tried to process what Zara was telling her. A darkness in the galaxy. Humans as some kind of special species. It sounded like science fiction. What kind of darkness? She asked. What does that even mean? Zara sighed. A very human gesture she had adopted. We are not entirely sure. Our long-range sensors detect anomalies, regions where star systems go quiet. Communication ceases. Several expedition ships never returned. We believe something is consuming or converting intelligent life. Kelly felt a chill run down her spine. Like an invasion. Not exactly, Zara said. More like a slow transformation. We believe it may be a very ancient species, one that evolved beyond biological limitations. Their goals, their thinking would be alien, even to me. But they seem to value efficiency above all else, converting all matter to serve a single purpose. And what does this have to do with human creativity? Kelly asked, still struggling to understand. Zara stood and walked to the window looking out at the night sky, creative thinking, unpredictability, new patterns of thought. These are the only effective responses to this threat. Species that follow logical, predictable paths are easily countered. Our scientists believe the human mind, with its unique combination of logic and intuitive leaps, may develop solutions no other species would conceive. Kelly joined Zara at the window. Is that why you offered us membership in your Commonwealth? Not just for our stories, but because you need our help. Zara turned to her. We came for your stories first, that truth stands. But as we learned more about humans, we began to see your potential in many areas. You solve problems differently than any species we have encountered. You see patterns, connections, possibilities where others see only chaos. So, humans are weapons in your galactic war, Kelly said, feeling a flash of anger. No, Zara said firmly, her voice suddenly intense. Allies, not weapons, never weapons. The Luminari do not think in terms of weapons. We seek harmony, balance, coexistence. We believe humans share these values despite your histories of conflict. You dream of peace even when you fail to achieve it. Kelly wasn't sure what to think. Her mind raced with implications. If Zara was telling the truth, humanity stood on the brink of not just contact with alien life but involvement in some vast cosmic conflict. Why tell me this? Why not our leaders? Kelly asked, because you see me as a person, not just an alien ambassador. Zara said softly, because you ask questions and truly listen to answers. Our leaders are discussing this with your officials now. But I wanted you to hear it from me, as a friend. Kelly felt overwhelmed by the responsibility of this knowledge. What happens? Now, she asked. Zara returned to the table. We continue as planned, cultural exchange, technology sharing, but with greater urgency. The darkness moves slowly by your standards, but it is coming. This system is not in immediate danger, but preparation must begin. Kelly tried to focus on practical questions. How many other species are in your Commonwealth? 23 spacefaring civilizations, Zara answered, some older than Luminari, some younger, each with unique perspectives, abilities, and knowledge, and they all agreed to invite Earth to join. Kelly asked, yes, though some with reservation. Humans are unknown, unpredictable, but most saw your potential. Your art, your music, your literature have already spread through Commonwealth worlds. Your stories are treasured. This still seemed surreal to Kelly, the idea that alien civilizations were trading human novels or listening to human music. The next day, Kelly was called to an emergency meeting. The president and key officials looked grave as she entered. Ambassador, Zara has shared concerning information, the president said. We need your assessment as someone who spent significant time with her. Do you believe the Luminari are being truthful about this galactic threat? Kelly considered carefully. I do, she said. Finally, everything Zara has told me about her people has proven true. She has been consistent, open, and honest. Even when admitting the full reason for their interest in Earth, she was straightforward. I believe they genuinely see humans as valuable, allies, not resources to be exploited. The room fell silent as officials exchanged glances. Then the president spoke. If what the Luminari say is true, humanity needs to prepare. This changes everything. Our priorities, our resources, our future. She turned to Kelly. You will continue working closely with Ambassador Zara. We need to learn everything we can from the Luminari while developing our own capabilities. Over the following months, more Luminari arrived on Earth. Scientists, engineers, cultural experts. They brought technology beyond human understanding, but worked patiently to teach humans how to use and eventually replicate it. Kelly found herself working 18-hour days coordinating between human and Luminari teams. She saw Zara less frequently, as both became overwhelmed with responsibilities. One rare evening when they managed to meet for dinner, Kelly noticed Zara seemed tired. Her luminescent skin looked dimmer, her movements slower. "Are you all right?" Kelly asked, concerned. Zara attempted a smile. Something she had learned from humans. "Yes, just fatigued. Our physiology is adapted to different gravity cycles, longer days. I have been pushing my limits." Kelly felt guilty. The Luminary woman had been working tirelessly for months. "You need rest," she insisted. "Perhaps you are right," Zara admitted. "I sometimes forget I am not among my own people, where we would naturally sense each other's fatigue and adjust accordingly." Kelly reached across the table and touched Zara's hand. That night she insisted the alien ambassador take time for herself. The fate of two species did not rest on one night's work. The Starbridge, Part 5-6. Months after first contact, Earth had changed forever. Schools taught children about alien species. Hospitals used luminary medical technology to cure diseases once thought untreatable. Scientists worked alongside alien counterparts, developing new energy sources and space travel capabilities. The public had adapted to the presence of aliens with surprising speed. After initial fear and wonder, luminary visitors became almost normal sights in major cities. They wore special clothing to disguise their most alien features, but made no attempt to hide their true nature. Kelly had been promoted to Director of Interspecies Cultural Relations, a position created specifically for her. She oversaw hundreds of exchange programs between humans and Luminary. Everything from art collaborations to scientific research to educational initiatives. Today marked an important milestone. The first human delegation would travel to Lumida aboard a luminary vessel. Kelly had been selected to lead the 20-person team, which included scientists, artists, and diplomats. They would spend 3 months on the alien homeworld, establishing the first permanent human embassy, AIS. Kelly supervised the loading of their supplies onto the shuttle that would take them to the orbiting luminary ship. She felt someone watching her. She turned to find Zara approaching. The alien woman looked much healthier than she had months earlier. Her skin glowed with its natural pearl luminescence, and she moved with fluid grace. "Are you ready?" Zara asked. "The journey will take 16 days in hyperspace." Kelly smiled, trying to hide her nervousness. "As ready as I can be for visiting an alien planet." Zara made that bell-like sound of laughter. "You will find my world strange at first. Our oceans are green, not blue. Our plants communicate through electrical signals. Our cities are built both above and below the water. But I think you will feel welcome there. My people are eager to meet humans, face to face." The team boarded the shuttle, each carrying only essential personal items. Everything else had been packed in cargo containers. The interior of the shuttle was designed for luminary bodies with higher ceilings and wider doorways. Kelly had grown accustomed to these differences over months of working in alien facilities. As the shuttle lifted off, Kelly watched Earth growing smaller below them, a blue jewel hanging in the blackness of space. She felt a strange mix of emotions: excitement, fear, and pride. She was leaving her homeworld, traveling farther than any human had ever gone. The shuttle docked with the much larger luminary ship in orbit. The vessel was enormous, housing over 300 luminary crew members, and now 20 humans. Kelly had seen diagrams, but the reality was overwhelming. Corridors stretched for kilometers. Chambers opened into vast gardens or laboratory spaces. The gravity was slightly lighter than Earth, and the air carried unfamiliar scents. Sweet and spicy. Zara showed Kelly to her quarters, a comfortable room adapted for human needs. "The ship will enter hyperspace in 6 hours. Zara explained. "You may feel a momentary disorientation. Some humans experience mild nausea. Nothing dangerous. Your body will adapt quickly." Kelly nodded, taking it all in. "We really are going to another world, aren't we?" she said, the reality finally sinking in. Zara touched Kelly's shoulder with one of her 4 hands. "Yes, and you are opening a door for all humanity, a bridge between stars, between peoples." The first days aboard the ship were busy. Kelly and her team underwent orientation, learning ship protocols, safety procedures, and basic luminary customs. They were introduced to the crew, many of whom had been studying human languages and culture. The humans were fascinated by Lumidari technology. The ship was partly biological grown, rather than built. Its systems responded to both touch and thought. The Lumidari explained that their technology had evolved, alongside them in a symbiotic relationship. On the fifth day, the humans were invited to a special ceremony. Zara explained it was a traditional Lumidari ritual, performed whenever different species traveled together through space. The humans gathered in a large circular chamber. The walls appeared transparent, showing the stars streaking by in hyperspace. The Lumidari crew formed concentric circles and began a haunting melodic song. Their voices harmonized in ways human voices could not, creating overtones that seemed to vibrate through Kelly's body. As the song continued, the Lumidari began a slow rhythmic movement, their forearms flowing like underwater plants. Kelly and the other humans watched, transfixed. Then Zara stepped forward. "Please, join us," she invited. "This is the song of shared journey. It honors the paths that bring different peoples together." Hesitantly, the humans joined the circles. Zara guided Kelly, showing her the simple movements. Following the alien's lead, Kelly began to feel the rhythm of the song. She couldn't reproduce the Lumidari sounds, but she could move with them, feel the shared moment. By the song's end, humans and Lumidari stood together in a single circle, hands and arms linked. The barriers between species seemed momentarily dissolved. That night, Kelly recorded her thoughts in a journal she was keeping. "I never imagined I'd be here, traveling between stars, living alongside aliens. But what strikes me most is not how different we are. It's how we find ways to connect despite those differences. The Lumidari see the world so differently, their senses, their biology, their history, all unlike ours. Yet we find common ground. Music, art, the desire to learn, to grow, to understand. We're building something new, here, not just human, not just Lumidari, but something between us. A bridge." When the ship finally emerged from hyperspace 16 days later, Kelly joined the other humans on the observation deck. Lumida appeared before them, a world of swirling green, oceans and scattered islands. The planet had 2 small moons and rings similar to Saturn, but with a blue tint. "Welcome to my homeworld," Zara said, standing beside Kelly. The first humans to see Lumida with their own eyes. As the ship descended toward the planet, Kelly felt a profound sense of history in the making. Humanity had taken its first real step into the galaxy. They were no longer alone, no longer confined to one world. The ship landed on a platform extending from an island city. Structures of crystal and living material rose from the water, gleaming in the light of Lumida's sun. Buildings curved and flowed in organic shapes, unlike the angular constructions of Earth. A delegation of Lumidari officials waited to greet them. Kelly stepped forward as the human representative. The alien officials bowed in the human manner she had taught Zara months earlier. Kelly returned the gesture, then spoke the formal Lumidari greeting Zara had taught her. The alien officials looked pleased, their skin glowing with blue light. This moment, Kelly thought, is just the beginning. A new chapter for both our species, a bridge between worlds, between different ways of thinking, seeing, understanding. Her job now was to help build that bridge strong enough to last through whatever challenges the galaxy might hold. As she looked up at the alien sky with its strange stars and blue rings, Kelly felt certain that whatever came next, humans and Lumidari would face it together. And somehow that made the vast, unknown universe seem less frightening and more like a new home waiting to be discovered.